Lunch, anyone?
Remember when Halloween specials felt like an event? Before streaming, you had one shot to see them, parked in front of the TV for a fleeting dose of holiday magic you wouldn't see for another year. That shared experience, waiting for that one special night, became a cultural touchstone for an entire generation. Well, tonight we're rewinding the clock to the 1970s to celebrate the animated and live-action classics that defined Halloween. These weren't just shows, they were annual traditions that shaped how the spooky season was supposed to feel. We'll be looking at everything from heartfelt cartoons to delightfully campy live-action frights. Many of these have been forgotten, but they laid the groundwork for everything that came after. So, get ready to revisit the ghosts of Halloween past. Let's kick things off with the 1972 animated special Mad, Mad, Mad Monsters from the legendary Rankin Bass Studio. This was one of their glorious detours into Halloween, first airing as part of the ABC Saturday Superstar movie. While it's seen as a prequel to their stop-motion classic Mad Monster Party, this special was traditionally hand-drawn in Japan by Osamu Tezuka's Mushi production. The story is pure monster chaos. Baron Henry von Frankenstein creates a bride for his monster and decides to throw a wedding at the Transylvania Astoria Hotel.
Hello there, old chap. Have I got a girl for you?
What a dish.
This means every monster imaginable shows up, causing absolute havoc. The real trouble starts when Frankenstein's jealous assistant Igor tries to kidnap the bride, leading to a wild chase that even involves a giant gorilla named Modzula. What makes this special so fun is its classic Monster Mash energy, blending spooky characters with slapstick humor and featuring fantastic, quirky designs by Mad Magazine artist Paul Coker Jr. It's a faster, fun rehash of Mad Monster Party, ending with the monster and his bride sharing a kiss so electric it destroys the entire hotel. Next up isn't a cartoon, but it is so unbelievably 70s it demands to be on this list. For a concentrated dose of variety show insanity, you have to see the Paul Lynde Halloween special. Aired only once on ABC on October the 29th, 1976, this thing has become a legendary cult classic. Paul Lynde, famous for his snarky comebacks on Hollywood Squares, hosts this bizarre Halloween party. The loose plot has Paul visited by his housekeeper, played by Margaret Hamilton, reprising her role as the Wicked Witch of the West and Witchy Pooh from HR Pufnstuf.
There's nothing to be frightened of, my pretty.
My pretty.
They promise him 3 wishes if he'll help clean up their public image.
We're trying to soften the image. We've had some bad press.
What follows is one of the strangest gatherings of guest stars ever, including Florence Henderson singing a disco version of That Old Black Magic and comedy bits from Tim Conway and Betty White. But the moment that cements this in pop culture history is the primetime debut of Kiss. Watching Paul Lynde introduce the band as they launch into Detroit Rock City, Beth, and the King of the Nighttime world is a collision of worlds that is as bonkers as it sounds. The special is the definition of camp and was even co-written by Bruce Vilanch, who also worked on the Star Wars Holiday Special. Returning to animation, we have a Canadian gem that became a Halloween staple, 1978's Witches' Night Out. Now, this special premiered on NBC on October the 27th, 1978, and for many, it's a core Halloween memory. The story is simple and sweet. 2 kids, small and tender, are upset their costumes aren't scary, so they summon a lonely witch to help. Thrilled to be wanted, she uses her magic to turn them into a real werewolf, ghost, and Frankenstein's monster, but the terrified townsfolk form an angry mob to chase them. What really makes Witches' Night Out special is its incredible voice cast. The witch is voiced by the legendary Gilda Radner of Saturday Night Live fame.
This is what Halloween is all about, my darling.
Alongside SCTV's Catherine O'Hara as the mischievous Malicious.
Wow, look who's here.
Their timing gives the cartoon a special spark. The animation style is also unique, with a monochrome palette that sets it apart. The witch eventually proves to the town she's not so bad, and since it was 1978, it all wraps up with a disco song. It's a story with a lot of heart and a great message about acceptance. As the decade closed, animation master Chuck Jones delivered a special overflowing with charm. On Halloween night 1979, CBS aired Raggedy Ann and Andy, the pumpkin who couldn't smile, directed and written by Jones himself. The story follows two lonely souls, a sad little boy named Ralph, whose strict Aunt Agatha won't let him go trick-or-treating, and a gloomy pumpkin crying tears of pumpkin seeds because he was never picked. Raggedy Ann and Andy, voiced by animation legends June Foray and Dawes Butler, decide these two belong together. The animation is classic Chuck Jones, warm, expressive, and feels like a storybook come to life. Ann and Andy, with their dog Raggedy Arthur, set off on an adventure to bring the pumpkin to Ralph.
Oh, Pumpkin! You're beautiful. I love you. You're the most beautiful, most wonderful pumpkin in the whole wide world.
But their job isn't done. They still have to win over Aunt Agatha. In a move straight out of A Christmas Carol, Raggedy Ann whispers in the sleeping woman's ear, reminding her of her own happy childhood memories of dressing up as a witch. Agatha wakes with a change of heart, puts on a witch costume, and takes Ralph trick-or-treating herself. It's a simple story told with so much sincerity, it's impossible not to be moved. Just a few days before Halloween in 1979 came a live-action classic, The Halloween That Almost Wasn't. Now this delightful Emmy-winning special kicks off when Count Dracula, played with magnificent, hammy energy by Judd Hirsch, hears a rumour on TV that Halloween might be cancelled.
Halloween is in danger of disappearing forever.
Oh, no more Halloween.
Horrified, Dracula summons the world's most famous monsters to his castle to make them scary again, complaining they've become washed-up caricatures.
You have exploited your monsterhood so much that you are no longer scary.
The real problem is the witch, played by Mariette Hartley, who started the rumour because she's sick of being seen as ugly.
I'm tired of all those ugly girl jokes. Tired of being feared instead of loved.
She declares she won't take her annual flight across the moon, and without that, there can be no Halloween. What follows is a hilarious battle of wits, shot at the gothic Lyndhurst mansion in New York. In the end, a couple of kids convince the witch to save the holiday, but not before she gets Dracula to promise to take her disco dancing. And yes, it ends with a full-blown disco scene, with Dracula in a white suit. The show won a Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Children's Programming, which recognised elements like its fantastic makeup. It's a sharp, funny take on classic monsters that perfectly captures the end of a spooky decade. From monstrous weddings and disco-dancing vampires to witches voiced by comedy legends, the 1970s gave us a truly unique and weird batch of Halloween specials. They were a product of their time, a mix of hand-drawn art, variety show camp, and pure fun. They weren't just shows, they were events that created a shared nostalgia for a spookier, simpler time, reminding us of the magic in waiting for that one special night a year. Now I want to hear from you. What 70s Halloween specials do you remember? Was there a show that I missed that brings back memories for you? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend who remembers when Halloween specials were a real tradition.